recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
What's up, you pencil neck geeks? Welcome to the WrestleFetish podcast. This is your boy, the Darkitect, speaking, all decked out in my finest. Because why? It's goddamn WrestleMania week. Fuck yeah. Can you hear that excitement? We should pipe in like fake.
I was about to say, cue in the audience screams. Woo!
Jesus Christ. Because there was plenty of fake shit pumped into the Hall of Fame. Thank God there's going to be fans for WrestleMania. Thank God that there's co-hosts here. Otherwise, I'd be ranting for about an hour. Of course, my man, the doctor, Tyler Lemko. What's up, buddy?
You know, I tried to get the egg ready that I could pop out of, but it just wasn't ready in time. So here I am. Best day ever. Glad
you can't always rely on the prop department, so I understand. Don't worry about it. Somewhere out there in the universe, we have the lovely Annie Cruz. What's up, love?
Just floating in space, man. Floating along. Missed you guys last week. Good to be back.
Yeah. We talked about bad guys last week, and we talked a lot of shit about you. A lot of shit about you.
Well,
the guy whose shit we talked not behind his back, but directly to his face, the jabroni, Josh Martin. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, guys. You know, I'm just ready to enjoy this shit sandwich.
We talked a lot about shit sandwiches last week and how to season them to make them better. Nothing about that could be done for this past Monday Night Raw, unfortunately. But whatever. We're not looking into the past. We're looking into the future, which is what you do at WrestleMania. The showcase of the Immortals, the culmination of it all. One year, the slogan was "Where it all begins again." And that's exactly what we're going to do. And that's exactly what's going to happen with our Fetish Fantasy League, because this is going to be the last show of this season before we give away a prize to our winner. If you want to join Fetish Fantasy League after WrestleMania, www.patreon.com/WrestleFetish. Join us, get involved, because it's been a lot of fucking fun. And shout out to Sean Patrick, one of our newer patrons over there on Patreon, patreon.com/WrestleFetish, of course. Thank you so much for being a patron. Thanks so much for listening. We love you so much. But there isn't going to be a Patreon this week because it's WrestleMania week. So we gotta give it to the people. We gotta fucking put out. It's not about going on dates and courting and, come meet my parents and all that shit you got to do before you fuck on WrestleMania week. WrestleMania week is, hi, nice to meet you. Take off your pants. Give it to me. I want to see it. Right?
no foreplay.
No, none at all. Put it in dry.
None.
Try it out.
Right now.
I have no clue what you're talking about at all.
I know you don't, Josh. I know you don't. This is a conversation with people that fuck. Anyways.
All you need is a running start.
That's it.
How does a running start? Wait,
It's for adults.
So many questions. Is there a Wikipedia article explaining this? If not, can you make one?
I'll draw some pictures.
But yeah, man, are you guys excited? WrestleMania 37 going down.
Oh, I thought it was 27. Yeah, I'm excited.
God damn, 37. Holy shit. It's going to be interesting because it's, 2 days. So there's a whole lot of wrestling.
2 days with an audience. I think that is the biggest component. Last week, I floated out a theory that I still choose to believe, Annie, where I think WWE is tanking their shows on purpose because we're going to have such low expectations that when WrestleMania 37 happens in front of a crowd and everyone is so excited to see live WWE and the matches are going to be okay and not disastrous, that we're just going to walk away feeling like it was the best thing ever. I mean, just imagine if you had to ride a 2-inch dick for a year and a half And then one day somebody just whipped out.
I wouldn't do it for a minute. How about that?
And then someone just whipped out a girthy, veiny 8.5 incher, and they had abs and had been working out, and they had good cardiovascular situation. And
wait. I thought girls don't like abs.
Wait, who said that?
God
Who
damn.
said that? No, I'm just kidding.
I thought people don't like ads.
Oh, that's what it was.
Ads. They don't like
want
ads.
ads if
You're
you're-
confusing me.
Can't stand ads.
There you go. Now, and you'd say to yourself, you know what? That's too much, actually. Say you've been riding a 2-inch dick, and then somebody pulls out a moderate 5-incher, 5 to 6 incher. You're gonna think it was the greatest thing, in the world.
Yeah, I'm the greatest thing ever in the world. I agree, Chris.
Yeah. Regular
5 to
size.
6 inches of greatness.
There's nothing wrong with moderate sized. There's nothing wrong with it. So that's all this is. That's all this is. And, I think that 37 has a chance to make us feel really good about ourselves. Do you guys agree? Disagree?
Agreed, but I have a question. Do you think that there's a possibility, now that we're getting fans in this arena, there hasn't really been fans in arena, so it's going to be cool to watch it and see fans cheering live in the stadium, but from a fan's perspective, they're not conditioned to sit and watch 5 hours of wrestling. They might get really tired.
Well, do you remember?
No, they're going to get definitely drunk. You're in Florida. It's going to be a fucking bunch of drunk assholes.
I
But I'm
mean, when
concerned
they
about
the
fans.
WrestleMania, not last year, but the year before, remember how it was so long that the main event happened and people just started leaving. It was like a madhouse. And at that point, people are already exhausted and they're just like not pumped anymore because they're like, how many hours have they been sitting there? So
And
you have a fair point there, Tyler.
Well, according to the dirt sheets, WWE thought about this, and they're very focused on making sure that neither night exceeds 3.5 hours. So
Okay. I was actually interested in knowing the details as far as that goes because of what happened with that one WrestleMania where it's just like,
well,
And
I go back to my analogy. Sometimes too big is too big. You know what I mean? And you just can't be.
there is such a thing, by the way.
You can't be riding, 9.5 inches for hours on end. That's just fucking, that's playing with people's safety.
All of a sudden, it's 1 a.m. and you're stuck in New Jersey.
Yeah.
With a tattoo somewhere on your ass.
Exactly. So WWE is going to try to mitigate it. They're going to give it to you slowly. They're going to put each inch in as they tickle your nipple so that you can get adjusted to it. You know what I mean? You don't want to just get it all the way in there.
But then there's moments where they cram it in, and that's kind of around where Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon are getting in the ring.
Yeah.
That's when they just kind of cram it in.
Well, that's what I can't wait for, because they've been doing some fucking weird shit. They've been adding train noises to every time Braun runs around the ring. Maybe it was a meme and it didn't actually happen, but did like doves or something get released?
That was Riddle.
When Riddle did his thing, it's like, are they going to
Was this all last week? Did I miss or?
So for 2 weeks now, when Riddle jumps in the ring and he does his sandal kick off?
Yeah, his little
Now
flippy floppy.
When he does that, colorful birds, CGI birds fly out from his asshole.
Totally missed that.
Yeah.
I was going to say his crotch, but yeah, his asshole.
And I want to fight for equality because Nia Jax was talking about her hole, and she didn't have beautiful birds coming out of it.
I mean, if you were going to imagine animals coming out of Nia Jax's hole, would it be beautiful birds? Let's be honest about it.
It would be a small acrobatic man.
I'd say more of a giraffe.
Oh my god.
Exactly. But guys, I mean, it's WrestleMania season. To some people, the greatest time of the year. I'm more of a Royal Rumble guy. That's usually my favorite pay-per-view. But if we're going to be honest about it, of course, WrestleMania is the biggest wrestling event of the year. I don't want to hear you hipsters talk to me about Wrestle Kingdom or Starrcade or whatever the fuck happened in the past. WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. We all have strong memories good or bad, about this event. Things that we love, things that we hate, things that will stay with us. What are some of you guys? What's probably your favorite Mania moment? And I'm gonna start with the guy with the WrestleMania shirt, a WrestleMania 12 shirt, which I was at, by the way. A lot of trauma associated with that. We'll talk about it later. But Josh, what is your favorite WrestleMania moment?
Well, fuck, I don't know. You're gonna have to go to someone else because
Dr. Tyler Lipko, what is your favorite WrestleMania moment?
Off the top of my head, I'm gonna have to go Bloody Stone Cold.
Really? WrestleMania 13?
Yeah, passing out in the sharpshooter, I can't think of a cooler wrestling moment. Like, I can't think of a more impactful and valuable loss in wrestling.
That's a strong point, because yes, that is the infamous double turn situation, which is a tricky move to do in wrestling. One guy goes in a babyface, he leaves a heel, and vice versa. And it was crazy because it's like Austin was a pretty strong fucking heel, and Brett was a pretty strong fucking babyface. And for them to be able to pull it off, just to show how tough Stone Cold Steve Austin was by not giving up in the sharpshooter, giving the two-finger salute to the referee before he passes out in the sharpshooter, covered in his own blood. Interesting postscript to that. Austin, not a big blader in his career, was super nervous about that spot and asked Brett to do it for him because he couldn't bring himself to make himself bleed in that match. And so Brett was, being the professional that he is, was able to get it done. I think it was a legit fucking juice job.
Yeah, like there wasn't a blade.
No. I think he busted him up legit.
So I was watching Dustin Rhodes talk about his back alley brawl with Rowdy Piper.
Yeah.
And Piper was supposed to bust him open at one point and punches him full force in the forehead and doesn't bust him open, but gives him a concussion and breaks his own hand.
Yep. Roddy told us about it. Roddy, our relationship with Roddy Piper, well documented at the Comedy Store. Yeah, he told us about that situation where it was like, he legit got hit by the car. That was a stunt kind of gone wrong. B, definitely fucked up his hand on Dustin's forehead. He said he ended up having the hardest head in the world, which was standard because he is a Rhodes.
And Vince said don't blade in that match.
Yeah, and they told him not to get any color, but it just went completely off the fucking rails. But Roddy, told us that he had a great time anyway. That was a lot of fun doing what he did. Annie, what is one of your favorite WrestleMania moments?
Well, I'm mad because Tyler took the one that I was going to give. But just to add to everything that's already been said, the thing that I liked about it is like how badass Stone Cold was in that match. It was like there was no way he was going to tap. Like, I'm not going to tap. I'd rather pass out bloodied up than tap to, tap out. So like that was one of the main things that I liked about that match.
I remember the build to that even where it was like Austin was so much of a badass that he agreed to a submission match with Bret Hart without having a submission finisher.
Right, exactly.
It was like he does the stunner. He doesn't do the $1 Million Dream anymore. Like, what the fuck was he gonna do to make fucking Bret give up? Like, I remember that being like a thing, but he didn't give a fuck. He was so bad. And even in his promos, I think he was like, I'm just going to beat you in a submission. I'm going to pummel you until you say I quit, which was like, this is going to be fucking awesome.
No, Steve Austin was going to beat him up and then give him a bunch of beers until Bret Hart quits because he's just too drunk. To know what's going on.
Canadians can fucking drink. Tyler can probably attest to this.
Yes.
I got my moment. It's way more recent than what you guys chose.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to talk about WrestleMania without talking about The Undertaker and the streak ending, which was crazy.
Chris nails the face.
You know,
I mean, look.
I think Chris and I watched that WrestleMania. We watched it together at our friend Lucas's place, and it was fucking crazy. Even there were people there who didn't watch wrestling, who felt something because they're like, "What the fuck?"
I watched the beginning of the streak yesterday at WrestleMania 7, where The Undertaker defeats Superfly Jimmy Snuka, of all people. And what I love about that whole situation is, according to Bruce Pritchard, no one even realized that the streak was a thing. They had gotten to a point in WrestleManias where I think like maybe Briscoe or somebody like that came to them and was like, "You guys realize Undertaker's never lost at WrestleMania, right?" And they were like, "Is that right?" And then they went and reviewed the situation, and it was just like, well, maybe we can turn this into a fucking storyline. And then it became this utterly storied thing. But when you do look at the lineups of people that Undertaker beat at WrestleMania, especially initially, you're like, Jimmy Snuka, King Kong Bundy, the Giant Gonzalez, like there's some fucking people in there that's just like, what? There's no way the streak was a planned thing to span over like 18, 19 years to give added some gravitas to his WrestleMania situation. But thank God they caught it when they did, because then it created that moment with Brock where, like I said, you get the black guy doing his thing in the crowd.
I can't do that face. It's racist if I do it, so I'm not going to try.
Well, as long as you don't put on blackface and do the face, then.
Well, then I can't really do a good impression of the guy if I don't. What if I go half blackface? Like
Piper? Well, this can't be on Peacock then.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say, especially not anymore. What was I gonna say?
What's your WrestleMania moment, Chris?
You know what? I have to say it's a tie because it's something that made me very emotional on both counts. Is it WrestleMania 20 when Eddie and Benoit are both the champion and then they hug? I think it's either 20 or 21 or maybe even 19.
I think 20, yeah.
Yeah, 20. So, Eddie had defended his world championship earlier that night. Benoit wins his world championship later in the evening. Benoit celebrating. Eddie comes running to the ring, and they just fucking embrace. And you get that catharsis of them being cruiserweights in WCW and always being told that they were too little, that they would never, be main event players, and just all this stuff. And God damn it, it gets your boy every single time. It gets your boy. I'm a fucking softie. I talk a good game as his dicks and cum and fucking shit all the time. But at the end of the day, I'm all about the heart. I'm all about the love. Come on, man. And that's
emotion.
How do you not feel in that moment? If you've ever had to work super hard for something and there were nothing but roadblocks in your way, and then you and your best fucking friend are both sitting on top of the world accomplishing that very thing that they told you was never going to happen, come on, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
And the sex they must have had that night.
Oh, intense. You know what I'm saying? Just like, with their wives watching, like they made their wives watch. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't want to. They knew it was the agreement, but they didn't know that they would have to witness it. But they just like, yeah, exactly. You sit there and you watch this work. Okay.
Do you think they made Dominic watch?
That was the night Dominic was conceived, actually. Not only is Eddie his real father, but Benoit's his real mother? I don't know what you're calling that situation. Is there cuckold porn on another note where I've seen cuckold porn?
I was waiting for that to come up.
A chick bangs a dude in front of their dude, and there's cuckold porn where a chick bangs a chick in front of their dude. Is there porn where a dude bangs a dude in front of his girl? There's got to be, right?
It's got to exist, but I
There
don't...
is. It's bisexual porn. There's a lot of bisexual porn that does
there's
that.
a lot of like MMF porn.
Yeah.
Ends up being, and then it evolves into like a threesome.
What happens is the girl tells her man, look, I'm going to teach you how to take it up the ass. And how I'm going to teach you is I'm going to show you with this other guy. And that's how the storyline tends to go in that kind of movie. But it's not technically cuckolding though, because cuckolding I feel like is too misconstrued, because the act of the cuckolding itself, the act of cuckolding is where a man is not good enough for his wife, for example, and his wife is showing him, this is how I deserve to be fucked. And then the man that she's fucking, which would be known as the bull, is essentially showing her husband, the cuck, like, this is how you need to fuck your wife. So that's real cuckolding. When guys just say, I'm just putting this on the record, we're totally off topic here, but just to make a point.
It's about to get nuts.
Just to make a point, when people always say, oh, what, you're a cuck, because some guys do enjoy watching their girlfriends or wives have sex with other men, but sometimes they also participate. They're not necessarily a cuck, because the act of cuckolding is where you're actually demeaning and humiliating your partner by fucking the bull.
And I think that there's a certain level of like, there's something psychological to someone who enjoys that
Sure.
I don't think women have as much of that, like that need to feel that way.
You know, women just want to get pounded.
Right. And guys just want to pound it, and some guys just want to see it.
That's it.
Exactly. Some guys just want to watch. Some guys want to participate.
Look, we're all voyeurs this weekend. We just want to watch. We just want to watch the wrestling. We just want to see it go down.
Yeah.
Brings it back.
I'm the segue king. This is what I do. And then tied for the Benoit Eddie Guerrero moment was again at WrestleMania 7. Savage loses the career match, the Ultimate Warrior, after giving the Warrior his best match in WrestleMania history. And then he's down and out. He doesn't have a career anymore. So Sherry, who's his valet, realizes that her meal ticket's fucked up. So she starts attacking Savage, beating him while he's down. And then Elizabeth, out of the crowd, runs to the ring, takes Sherry out. Her and Savage reunite. Music starts playing. Come on. What?
It was beautiful, but I can't forgive 5 elbow drops and a kick out.
Who can? I mean, to no sell the elbow drop like that.
5 of them.
But that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with the match. The match isn't my favorite, even though, like I said, it is Warrior's best match because Savage is such a beast. But the moment afterwards, it's what it's what pro wrestling is all about. Strong characters, strong story, long-term story, and then a payoff. It goes somewhere. It leads to something satisfying. That's what you want. You know what I mean?
What's crazy is that I'm not sure if you guys agree. I think WrestleMania 2 is a million times better than WrestleMania 1.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of WrestleMania 1. I've never been a big fan of WrestleMania 1 at all.
I felt like at least the main event of 1 and 3 really felt important and like it meant something, and 2 was like a total wash.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm as much of a King Kong Bundy guy as the next Joe.
So not very much.
Yeah. Ultimately, those matches at 2 are all like, let's pull it up. What are we doing? We live in the age of technology.
We had Junkyard Dog and Greg Valentine.
Yeah, like I just watched all these back, and much like the WWE itself, 2 is mostly memorable for the logo. Like everybody loved the Neon 2, but these matches, I mean, Magnificent Morocco versus Paul Orndorff. Savage and George Steele, that's a memorable one because, again, it's Randy fucking Savage.
And Orndorff went from main event to opening match.
Yeah, serious. Fabulous Moolah versus Velvet McIntyre, Corporal Kirshner versus Nikolai Volkov. Andre the Giant wins his Battle Royal, which was the beginning of the whole, I guess where the inspiration for the Andre Memorial came from. The British Bulldogs defeated Brutus Beefcake and Great Valentine.
By the way, I think you're reading the wrong WrestleMania.
No, this is 2.
Oh, I think he was reading 1. That's why I was
No. I mean, look, 1, the undercard doesn't really matter as much as the fact that, it's the culmination of The Rock and Wrestling Connection, Piper being the ultimate heel, the first, big celebrity participating in a main event where he's actually going to be wrestling against, with the ultimate hero, Hulk Hogan, on his side. There's just so much riding on that main event to make things happen for the WWF, now WWE, going forward, that it just means so much. Nothing on this 2 card is nearly as impactful, but if you go on every WrestleMania after that, from first of all, when do you guys think the classic era of WrestleMania ends?
In my opinion, it ends when it was supposed to be Hogan Flair and they didn't do it.
That would be 8.
Yeah.
See, I would stretch it out. Not to be talking about porn again, but I would probably stretch it to X8, honestly. I'd stretch it to 18. I think that's the last time, maybe even 19, because 19 is Rock Austin again, right?
So those are good, but I feel like a whole different thing than the first.
I view like 8 or 9 being the last of like the golden era of WrestleMania.
I'd say 9. Of WrestleMania. Yeah, I'd give it 9 because that's the end. 9's the end of the Hogan era, period. And 10 is when we get Bret, Owen, Bret, Yokozuna, Lex Luger's in there versus Yokozuna.
So
Michael.
So when it hits 10, that's a whole new class of wrestling.
So let's look at that for a second, right? 1 is Piper, Orndorff versus Mr. T and Hogan. 2 is Hogan Bundy is essentially the main event, and that happens in the middle of the show.
And Piper Mr. T boxing match.
Right.
Yeah. How can you not forget that amazing boxing match?
It's like so bizarre. And then fucking.
I think much like Rocky movies, 3 and 4 were the best ones.
See, a lot of people say that 4 is a weak one because it kind of drags out so long with the tournament.
I love the tournament.
But okay,
yeah, what a story.
So there you have it. 3 is Andre Hogan. Nobody's going to argue how meaningful that is. 4 is the World Championship Tournament, created from one of the best angles ever with the $1 Million Man trying to purchase the world title from Andre. It goes vacant. It begins the Mega Powers explode angle, essentially. 5 is when the Mega Powers do explode. 6 is the Ultimate Challenge, Warrior Hogan. 7 is the misguided Sergeant Slaughter turncoat situation. 8 is the incredible Flair Savage match and feud, and then the misguided Hogan Sid Justice situation. 9 is Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. That's the culmination of the beginning really of the new generation era of WWF, where you got guys like Doink and Crush and Lex Luger and
Bret Hart Yokozuna wasn't 9. Wasn't that 10?
It happened twice.
Oh, yeah, it happened twice?
Yokozuna is 9 because Bret loses because he gets the salt thrown in his face, and then Hogan comes out, gets a challenge from Yokozuna, and then he gets a title shot and ends the pay-per-view somehow the champion. And then 10 is the weird mini tournament
I've heard so many differing stories. What was the black eye in 9? Was it Savage punched him? Is that the consensus?
I heard that Savage punched him. I think the official is like some kind of like jet ski accident or some shit like that. But I heard Savage punched him before the event.
Yeah, that's Michael Jordan flu game wasn't a hangover,
Right, exactly. So yeah, I'm with it. But I think that I think those WrestleManias and then even the Attitude Era WrestleManias, New Generation Attitude Era WrestleManias, there's so much meaningful stuff. And then you get to the newer stuff kind of after 19, which was the last Rock Austin confrontation.
And what do you think the best recent ones are?
Probably 30 with Brandon. Yeah. Brian wins.
I think that's a for sure. And then Rollins cashing in.
Big moment.
When was that?
I think that was.
What was great about that was probably one of the last charted times WWE listened to their audience.
That was 31. So 30
and
that
31. So that was okay, after 30, yeah.
This Roman thing is not working. We gotta do something. What are we gonna do? Rollins cashes in and the crowd loses their shit. It's great. Utterly great. What are some of your dud WrestleMania moments that you can remember?
WrestleMania 1.
Wait, Josh, you didn't share your favorite WrestleMania moment.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
The break of the streak, Undertaker.
Oh, right, the streak. Yeah.
Do you think Brock was the right person to break Taker's streak?
I'm okay with it. I don't love it or hate it.
Yeah, I think it could have been used to put over someone who would have had a career in front of them. Like Lesnar didn't need it,
What do you think, Annie?
I'm actually thinking right now because I'm trying to remember. I was just thinking about this the other day. Come back to me for a minute. I'm trying to think.
I always thought Bray Wyatt should have broke it.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, you need someone to carry that gravitas on, and he is the spooky supernatural guy. What better way to put him over and solidify him in that spot? It just makes so much sense. But of course, that's why they didn't do it.
At first, I thought about that, but I think Bray Wyatt, he's doing a good job doing his own thing without having to carry the Taker stuff. That
I don't know. I feel like WWE just hates giving any sort of like value or leverage to someone who's not an established star, which is their problem, is that they haven't made a new star in, a decade. Giving it to Lesnar makes sense. It makes Lesnar awesome, but he was already at 100, Yeah. But I don't think I just don't think they would put such a valuable piece, like such a valuable chess piece, like breaking Taker's streak on a guy who they haven't proven, which is what you kind of have to do to build a new guy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen a lot of WrestleMania talk online this week about how a lot of people thought that Brock match, if they were going to do that, that should have been Taker's last match. And that should have been the way that he went out.
Or when Roman beat him and he stood in the ring for 10 minutes and left his hat, his gloves, and his jacket and did a long 30-minute goodbye.
Yeah, for real.
I think that should have been his last match.
Makes a lot of sense. Unpopular opinion, I always thought the guy that should retire The Undertaker is Kane. Kane has one, I think, pay-per-view victory over Taker, and the rest he loses. It was just kind of like, give him something. You know what I mean? Give him, other than his entrance, his debut, he had no upper hand on The Undertaker, like the entire fucking saga between those two guys. Very bizarre.
To answer you, go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say, what if they ended Or what if they retired Taker at Mania 32 and it was Shane who did it?
Oh my God.
But Shane did it with a giant bucket of slime.
Yeah. He slimes Taker, never to be heard from again.
But to answer your question, Chris,
yeah,
this might not be a popular opinion. I did not like 16 at all. Or WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, I think that's kind of not as unpopular as you think.
If you look at the card itself, you're like, this should have been great, and I did not enjoy it at all.
And it's like at the peak of this show is all about the McMahons, which I don't think was a good time in wrestling when it was good when Vince was the heel and Austin and Brett and Shawn and all these guys were like fighting against the, overbearing boss. But when it was just like McMahon family drama, I found it got pretty bad.
Yeah. That was like the height of McMahon indulgence, where it was like, this is more important than the superstars. And it was just like, I don't know. It was like you knew that Mick Foley and the Big Show had no chance of winning, really. So it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of a waste of a fatal four-way. Yeah. And
it did give us a good SNL.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they were trying something new. I mean, it was a transitional period too. It was a lot like WrestleMania 10, where it was like, we don't really know where we want the direction of the company to go. And also just like that WrestleMania exposed Triple H to me, where it was like, is Triple H an all-time great? Yes. Was he ever the man? No. In my opinion, never was.
And that was also the era where Big Show wore that T-shirt that said "Big Nasty Bastard" on it.
Which, if I ever find a vintage for you, Tyler, it's coming straight to your doorstep.
Thank you.
But to be fair, Triple H was never trying to be the man.
I disagree with that.
He was trying to be the game. Okay, he was the game, not the man. Okay.
Do you guys have a favorite? Do you remember watching WrestleMania somewhere or at some time? Like, do you have a favorite Mania experience personally? And I remember WrestleMania 32. Is that the one? Or 31 was the Seth Rollins cash in? Was it
30? Yeah. I thought it was 31. I thought we said it was 31, or was it 32?
Yeah, 31.
Yeah.
That was my first time getting high.
Really? You mean like memory?
Yeah. I got high for the first time and watched WrestleMania 31 and had a great evening.
Oh my God. How old were you, if you don't mind me asking? When WrestleMania?
What is that? 6 years ago? So like 26?
5? Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. I can't do math. 6 years ago. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, how old did you say you were?
26 or 27.
26.
26.
That was your first time getting high. Wow.
Yeah, I only started smoking weed because I sold a show all about smoking weed and I had to start practicing.
So you were like, well, I better start now, right? Interesting. And then
my dad, there was a guy who worked with my dad. He was like an assistant. He was like this lady who worked in accounting. It was his son, and he was kind of like special. So he would just do like small office stuff, make copies, all that shit. But he had one of those boxes that you could descramble like the cable channels. It was during that time. So he would come over and we would actually be able to watch pay-per-views for free. And I remember watching a WrestleMania. I can't remember which WrestleMania it was, but I remember watching it. I was like, oh, I don't have to wait till tomorrow to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, it used to be really difficult to get access to wrestling, especially pay-per-views.
Like you just didn't know what happened until you had to wait till Raw the next day to find out what happened.
Yeah, like
and
if you
like, I still don't know exactly what happened, but Okay, I guess I could start from scratch on the storyline.
We were talking about like back in the day, if you didn't have pay-per-view, you like Josh knew someone with one of those box scramblers.
I remember those, man. Jesus Christ.
Or you ever have the chip that you have to like plug into a computer and do stuff to?
It's a chip and you get like every channel.
Yeah.
Illegally. Yeah.
I caught the tail end of that. But yeah, of course I remember the fucking still photo recaps and stuff where they wouldn't even show you video of it. And it was just like, if you want to see people moving, you gotta watch the replay. But one phenomena that has come from WrestleMania, speaking of getting the recaps, and it started the Monday after WrestleMania 14, the Monday after Mania now becoming a huge deal in WWE. That's where we got Brock Lesnar return one time. We got I'm trying to think what are some Monday after Mania moments that have been huge.
One time I had sex on the Monday after WrestleMania, so that was a good time.
I don't believe you.
And there's a reason why you should not believe me. It was completely made up.
See? Okay. So we got Mankind debuted a Monday after Mania. Paige won the Divas.
Took the title. Yep, off of AJ Lee.
We got the challenge of Rock challenging John Cena for the Mania the year after. We got Goldberg's debut. We got Ric Flair's retirement ceremony. We got Dolph Ziggler cashing in the Money in the Bank. There's a lot of stuff that's happening.
We had wasn't there a Monday after WrestleMania where we had that Ultimate Warrior show up in the ring? It was like the last time, and he died like a couple days later.
Yeah, absolutely. The powers of the Warrior finally left his body and went on to create distrucity around the nation. Distrucity, if you don't know, being the word that the Warrior made up in 1996, where destiny and it's like destiny and intensity, I think, meet or something like that. Distrucity. I don't know.
That whole fiasco of Warriors comic book and how it factored into his contract and them having to buy copies. What a crazy... Someone needs to make a movie about just that.
I am a big comic book guy. Can't you tell? But I remember getting that thing as a kid and thinking then, this is the most non-coherent thing that I'll ever... And I mean, look, it is a Warrior promo in 22 pages, where it's just like, wait, he's fighting guys, but he's not. He's walking on some like ethereal plane, like postulating philosophy to himself. It was just like, what's the plot? Who is this? Like, what is any of this? And it was pretty crazy. And like I said, through this WrestleMania rewatch, watching the Warrior promos pre-match, I mean, it's unintelligible what's going on. I have no idea what he's trying to get across to us.
Yeah, because he always gets put up there in like the upper echelon of like wild promos. I don't even think it's comparable to like a Savage, who's at least, Savage is like spewing nonsense, but it's like coked out artistic nonsense. It's not just nothing.
Right. Like he says something, before the Ultimate Challenge, WrestleMania 6, Hogan cuts a promo about how at one point he's going to look at the Warrior in his eyes and ask if he wants to live forever. Which already in itself, what could that mean? But he goes on to explain that because he's going to destroy the Warrior and the essence of him and the Little Warriors can continue to live on as part of Hulkamania. Okay. Then the Warrior gets a go with that same thought process. And it spirals into just madness within 2 seconds.
Can we change the subject for just a moment? My head is starting to hurt.
That's what happens.
Quite a bit.
That's what happens.
And I would like to get. I'm thinking too much.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to piece this. What you're explaining is almost like watching AEW. You're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, really. There's too many storylines, and I'm not sure how they're connected.
Did you guys, speaking of AEW just for a moment, which is blasphemous during WrestleMania weekend, did you guys see that Dave Meltzer did a whole in-depth sort of discussion about AEW's booking? And I could have swore it was Dr. Tyler Lemko talking about it, because he was very much like, they don't focus on their main eventers. Everyone's got a storyline that's too much to focus on. It's all over the place. It was just like, wow, okay, I see you, Uncle Dave, trying to toe that line and not look like an AEW homer for once. Okay, I see you. Meanwhile, in Japan, while we're on the subject of outside of WWE, Annie, your favorite promotion, crowned a new IWGP heavyweight fucking champion. Kota Ibushi, no longer the champion. Will Ospreay is now the fucking IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
I think I read that somewhere, actually.
Do you guys think this is just like they felt they needed to do a shakeup to get some attention before Mania, or like it's an interesting move?
Well, Ibushi's been the champion for like a while, though, right? Like a year.
No, he just a little bit before Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Well, at Wrestle Kingdom.
No, he won at Wrestle Kingdom, yeah.
Oh, then.
Which is when? That's like September?
Yeah, I was going to say it's like, what,
January.
6 months?
January.
Yeah, I think it's January.
Oh, wait, January?
Yeah.
Oh, duh. Yeah. So, yeah, it's only been a couple of months.
You know, he has a lot. He has a longer title run than what Bobby Lashley will have. So, you know, you can go with that.
It leads me to believe that this Kenny Omega belt collector thing isn't happening. And like he might win the Impact title and then it'll end there.
I feel like you're right on that. I don't think it's gonna extend farther than that. Because I mean, like, what other promotions other than NJPW and Impact has AEW even, like, you know, for lack of a better word, canoodled with?
You don't think the forbidden walls have been broken down? And I don't mean Nia Jax's vagina. I mean the WWE walls, because Chris Jericho is showing up on the Broken Skull sessions
right after WrestleMania.
True. What were you saying, Josh?
Showing up right after WrestleMania. So not only do we have 3.5 hours of more wrestling to watch, we have another 1.5 hours probably of an interview.
At least. Wait. So okay. Before you guys give opinions, I just want to play conspiracy advocate for a second.
Oh boy.
Okay. Who was the guy who started this whole mess? Chris Jericho. When it was time for an outsider to show up in New Japan and challenge Kenny Omega, who was that guy? Chris Jericho. Who was the key to AEW getting national attention? Who was their first world champion? Chris Jericho. Who was the guy who initially said, I will never work for another promotion in the United States other than Vince McMahon and WWE? Chris Jericho. Who is the guy that they have made very clear left WWE under good terms? Chris Jericho. Who is the guy who we know damn well is going to end his career in WWE, regardless of what he says about ending his career in AEW? Chris Jericho. Who is the guy that gets to be on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast after this whole Wednesday Night War and their competition and blah, 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 blah? Chris Jericho. Could it be that Christopher Irvine, aka Chris Jericho, is going to be the harbinger of the biggest wrestling crossover of all time by including WWE in this madness of AEW, Impact, and New Japan?
This is some really crazy Y2Q bullshit.
Y2Q.
I left my tinfoil hat at Sam Tripoli's house.
I think what's more likely is it's on Vince McMahon's network, and he doesn't give a shit about what anything else.
Yeah, it shows
It'll
that
get ratings.
I was reading that this entire thing shows that Vince. I forgot who said it, that Vince is not scared of AEW at all.
Yeah,
No.
it's his network. It'll get ratings. That's all that matters.
And my question is, how many beers do you think Jericho and Stone Cold will drink?
So
I feel like they will get hammered.
That's the interesting part, because I guarantee there's very strict protocol on like what they're allowed to talk about and what they should brush over.
Oh, sure.
But if they start busting into that Jack Daniels that Taker brought over, this is going to be a good interview.
Yeah. Okay. I've left Crazy Town for a second, and I'm going to give you guys what it is, okay? First of all, CM Punk is right. Vince McMahon, AEW's been around for over a year now. Vince now knows what that entity is, and he's not threatened by it whatsoever. He doesn't care. And then B, what better way to add interest in his WrestleMania weekend than the most well-known star on the other program is going to be showing up on my network right after my biggest event of the year. It's genius.
And also, these sessions right after WrestleMania have always been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone after WrestleMania have been some of the best ones ever. So why I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers for this sessions is more than the actual WrestleMania, because you have guys who only watch AEW who don't watch WWE at all anymore.
That'll
will
probably
watch this session.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
And hopefully it's one of those, high tides raises all boats things, because I guarantee there's a ton of people who only know wrestling as WWE who are going to be like, oh, cool, Chris Jericho, I thought he retired. Like, I didn't know there's another thing out there.
Dude, it's the same thing that we talked about with Tony Khan, where he was like, and he was right. When DX came over to Nitro and were trying to get in, Eric Bischoff would have loved that to happen, because it's like, when the big crossover thing happens in any kind of way, you want to be the one who's hosting it, not the other program. That's where, like, I feel like AEW is fucking up. They're letting, Omega show up on their programming and all that. It's like, if they kept it self-contained to Dynamite, then it makes more sense to benefit them more so. And I get that they're more altruistic than WWE, but like, yeah, okay. If you want WWE and AEW to interact, it's going to be on our terms, and it's going to be during our biggest weekend, and it's going to add promotion to what we're doing. So it makes all the sense in the world to me, because it's like, oh, you're just going to let us have this free promotion for free? Cool. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely cool. And in a lot of ways, it makes AEW look like the minor leagues, where Vince is just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
You know what? Cornette put it perfectly. The explanation for this AEW fandom, as wrestling fans, we all wanted this to be the savior. Like, I don't think any adult diehard wrestling fan is super happy with WWE. And we were all excited for this, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks. Like, here's this new thing with a bunch of well-established guys, and this is going to change wrestling and, like, be the thing we want it to be. And then it wasn't. And I think the people who still, like, fan out hard for it are just people who can't admit to being wrong, because there's disappointment in AEW. Like, we all wanted it to be this thing, and then it wasn't. And there's a lot of people who just don't like to admit that.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Unless Kenny Omega shows up at WrestleMania, I I don't see how this is super beneficial, for AEW, and it not just being a big win for McMahon.
Would it be mutually beneficial if Kenny Omega shows up at WrestleMania, but it's for the US or IC title?
That'd be fucking. If he wins the 24/7 belt and he has to defend it on
Oh
Dynamite
my
and Dark
God.
and Elevation and Impact. Well, actually, on to something. This is actually fucking brilliant.
Knowing Vince is definitely for the IC belt, because no matter what, a black man is going to lose, and that gets Vince off.
Someone should do a belt collector's angle, but it's all like the worst titles.
24/7 belt.
Yeah. It's the X Division title. Yeah, it's so strange to me that New Japan changed their belt just to put it on Ospreay.
And it might be one of the ugliest looking belts ever.
Oh yeah, we talked about it last week. It's the Divas Vagina title, just now in gold instead of pink. Speaking of pink, I don't know if you guys have been watching Charlotte Flair's Instagram recently, but good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
She just looks good.
Oh, yeah.
She looks real. I mean, I've said it before that like the pandemic has done her really well. I think she's had so much time on her hands that she's posted a lot of workout vids and such. But seeing her when she was on TV a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, or whatever, she looks really lean. She looks really, really good. Not that she didn't look good before, but she looks like super fucking like.
It's troubling though, because her build is very similar to her father's. Like the way they walk, the way her torso and everything.
Shoulders.
It's all Flair. Even the tits.
Oh my God.
Because toward the end, Rick was easily a C cup. You know what I'm saying?
And I can't wait for the future when we see Charlotte Flair with a colonoscopy bag underneath her robe.
Oh my God.
So it's like, as much as you can get it up for Charlotte, it's like, am I ultimately getting it up for Rick? Like
probably.
Subconsciously, yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, absolutely.
Is it true?
Because at the end of the day, she has a vagina, so.
And honestly, it's more impressive, if I can borrow kind of a premise that Josh has in his comedy. Is it, if you say, you know what, last night I fucked Charlotte Flair in the ass. Isn't it more impressive if you were like, last night, you guys won't believe this shit, I fucked Ric Flair in his ass. That's just like, that's the ultimate, right? Like, I fucked the Nature Boy. Fuck Charlotte. Fuck that.
No, you don't fuck Nature Boy. Nature Boy fucks you.
That's
hey.
Are you telling me that in a motel room in South Carolina after $10,000 at a bar, somebody hasn't fucked Ric Flair?
Somebody has. Fucking, I was listening to Jim Ross's podcast, and they told us a famous story about him and Tony Schiavone, where it was during the Black Scorpion angle, and Ric Flair calls Schiavone, and he's like, guys, I got this amazing idea for this Black Scorpion angle I'm doing with Sting. Get Schiavone over to the hotel room. It's late as fuck at night. When he comes in, Flair's wearing the Black Scorpion mask and a robe and goes, here's the man who's going to beat Sting. Opens it up, big erect fucking dick. And that was the whole point of getting Schiavone over to the hotel room.
Oh my God.
Fucking brilliant. Can you be mad? Could you be mad?
It's a different time.
Is
it true that Charlotte's held out of Mania because a doctor diagnosed her as pregnant?
They thought she was, apparently.
And then she went to a test and was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And now
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I just know that she had COVID, and because a lot of people were speculating, like, ooh, I wonder what happened. Why is she not?
WWE doctors told her she's pregnant and to go home, and so she did and took a test and took like 10 tests, and she's not.
Yeah.
What the hell? Has that been confirmed? Did she really
Yeah, she's not pregnant, but Andrade talked about it in an interview that's
okay, interesting.
I guess after that. So banana pants situation with WWE, but I'm sure she'll be back if not at Mania, because there's always time to add Charlotte to a main event, as far as WWE is concerned. But I'm sure she'll be back the Monday after, and I'm pretty sure Becky will be back the Monday after Mania too. I'm hearing some things from the grapevine.
Becky, huh?
Yep. Hearing some things through the grapevine. But you guys want to go ahead and pick this sucker?
Yeah.
I played with the idea of also picking NXT and making it up, but that's just
overkill.
Yeah, that's the right word. But we got Stand and Deliver night one tonight. Tonight is Walter Ciampa, right, Josh?
I think I thought it was night 2.
I'm actually looking at it right now, and I think it's night 2.
Okay.
There's not a
night
bunch
2
of major matches happening tonight. It's a lot of setup for night 2.
Perfect. Because I don't think night 1 is available in Canada.
Really?
You're lucky we're not doing the podcast tomorrow, because you'd be completely fucked with Josh just spoiling the shit out of NXT.
We do have Walter Ciampa tonight. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Walter Ciampa tonight.
I was thinking of why was I thinking of Balor and Cross? My bad. Balor and Cross are night 2. I got the two mixed up. My bad.
We have Shirai. So
my
tonight
bad.
we have Shirai Gonzalez. We have MSK versus GYV versus Legado del Fantasma. Walter versus Ciampa, and Pete Dunne versus Kushida, which will be one hell of a fucking match.
Yeah.
So I'm pirating wrestling tonight, I guess.
I'll send you a site to watch it on.
Yeah, I have some sites. I just
So we still can't watch. We can no longer watch it on the WWE network, right? Isn't that gone now?
It is done for America. Tyler still has it.
No, so what I found out is I only have the channel. I have WWE Network, but it's one channel with programming. It's not a database.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's no online network for you anymore?
Only
You
through
can't,
your
like-
cable provider, which I don't have.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm lucky enough to have the USA app, and they show the East Coast feed, or you have the option to go East Coast or West Coast. So I get to watch NXT live tonight. Gonna be weird with commercials, but whatever. It's all good. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick this fucking thing and close out. I'm coming in the rear right now, but I'm gonna fucking finish strong, boy. Much like fucking Ric Flair and his ass.
I don't think I'm going to win. I don't think you will win, Chris. And I think Annie will finally lose her belt. And this is where Tyler finally becomes the first-time champion.
You're probably right.
Long-term
probably right.
storytelling that would be if we went a whole cycle of picks and predictions. Tyler never wins outright, and then WrestleMania is the time in which he is crowned.
And then the heel turn starts.
Just as he becomes the people's champion, he turns on us. All right, let's do this. Annie, you got to go first, because you're the defending champion. So let's go down this card here. Night 1, April 10th. Match number 1, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins in a grudge match that has turned Shinsuke Nakamura into a participant in the Andre the Giant battle.
I'm gonna go with Cesaro. That's one I don't know who to pick for that one, so I'm gonna gamble it. Put me down for Cesaro for that one.
Tyler.
Cesaro.
Josh.
Oh, oy vey.
Oy vey me Patchmere.
Let's go with Cesaro. I can't take the chance of going opposite of you guys right now.
Speaking of Yiddish words, Speaking of Yiddish words, I've emailed Corny Drive-Thru so many times wanting to know where he picked up all this Yiddish that he always drops.
You gotta tweet it, Cornette boy. He don't answer email. You gotta tweet at him. Rollins winning makes no sense, but
exactly.
They love Rollins though, and he picks up weird wins. But am I doing the normal Chris thing? I go with I try to be smarter than I actually am, and fucking end up losing bad.
Question: is this a Nigerian drum match or no?
No. There's shockingly, there's only one of those.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Fuck it, Cesaro. Why be different? This is not the one to pick up a surprise win. Not this one. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
We already know that McMahon's gonna win. So yeah, I don't think. I mean, they keep shitting on Braun. I just don't see him winning, man. So
this is where it becomes tough because it's like WrestleMania is usually where the baby faces get their comeuppance.
Right.
But that is not the case when Miz defended his father's honor at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
But I don't.
That was really fucked up too. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't see Shane sticking around. The timing in which they brought him in felt very. It's time. We need you for Mania. You know. Also, unrelated tangent. I wish I could show you guys. There's two government employees in fluorescent yellow construction outfits outside my window, just drinking beers on the corner.
They already caught the alien in the neighborhood. Now they're just fucking blowing off some steam.
Who you got, Chris? Sheamus. Oh, not Sheamus. Strowman. McMahon.
It's gotta be Strowman. The bullying aspect of it is what makes it kind of has to be.
Unless there's some sort of dumb Elias involvement.
Yeah,
well, that's gonna happen regardless.
I feel like there's gonna be bullshit. There's gonna be obvious bullshit. So
that's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah, it's a Shane McMahon match. Of course, there's going to be bullshit.
Yeah, and every cage match where it's we're gonna keep people out. People always get in the cage, so it's gonna be. I still think Strowman's gonna win.
I agree.
Josh?
I agree. Strowman it will win this.
All right. This is where we can kind of take Annie down a notch here.
I'm going to regret this decision, watch. And be like, fuck!
Because ultimately, win or lose, you lose because you got to watch that match and root for Shane McMahon.
Well, I'm not rooting for him. We're going by predictions here. I'd rather Strowman win, but I just don't think he is.
Oh, you're not rooting for him, but you won't pick him. It seems like you're on their side. Okay.
I thought we're predicting who's winning here, not choosing who we want to win.
But when you watch the match, are you going to root for your choice or?
Oh yeah. Okay, I see your point there, Tyler. I see your point. Because like all the other times where I've made predictions where based on the opposite of who I wanted to win, that was me in my seat being like, wait, just because we're competing against each other. So yeah, I'm gonna probably not watch that match, and then
that's what
be
like.
I was right.
Bathroom break is happening.
That's a bathroom break. Let me grab a snack break.
Well, for me, the bathroom break is in these next two matches. Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina.
Jesus Christ almighty. How many freaking... What?
Winner gets a tag team title shot the second night.
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have to repeat all that because I have no idea who the... Okay, you said Lana and Naomi.
Versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose.
Okay.
Versus the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, which I'm going to need Josh to say that name in a second. versus Natalya and Tamina.
And
shit.
Is not getting a partner?
Say what?
Is what's her name who used to be an Iconic?
Billie
Peyton?
Kay.
Or
No.
Billie Kay?
Billie Kay was talking about getting a partner for that match.
Billie Kay was initially advertised for this match teaming with Carmella.
Yeah, so in the
Hella
segment,
random.
First of all, this match was just announced in a weird backstage segment that lasted like 20 seconds. And
they all just stood in a line.
Yeah, they all literally stood there and Nia Jax announced it. And then Billie Kay was like, Carmella's still thinking about it. And that's where it ended.
And the winner of this match, what happens on night 2?
Tag team title match.
Oh, the tag team title. Oh shit. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna go with the Riot Squad on this one.
Of course you would.
What does that mean, Josh?
You just like people with different color hair.
Okay, you know what? I guess actually, I just realized something. Ruby does have green hair now. Unless she changed it.
Okay.
There's only one.
There's some confusion online as to whether or not Carmella and Billie Kay are in this match. I'm going
It
to
doesn't matter. It's not going to change the result of who's going to win this match.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be Lana and Naomi.
With the storyline going into this,
Lana and Naomi will win.
Oh yeah, because of the whole thing.
Oh, I forgot.
And it will be Lana versus fucking Nia Jax in the WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. Do I want to change my mind on this one now?
Too late. I already wrote the answer.
All right, fine. This is where I yeah, whatever.
If you could, would you have changed it?
If I could?
Actually, you can. I'm just.
It's not too late. You got by the end of the episode.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now because it kind of makes more sense.
Yeah, because I was going to go Riot Squad also, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure now just because of Josh saying that.
Lana.
What?
I should have just picked Lana with no explanation at all.
Because now you got me thinking. But then at the same time, I kind of want to stick to my original choice because what if, like, is it the obvious choice? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is Lana? What?
Right? Like, didn't they end the whole Lana Nia Jax thing?
Just keep me for Riot Squad. I don't want to change it. Because then I always have to follow my instinct because then I regret it later. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Because I feel like the Riot Squad is like due for a push. And they've been, I don't know if the word is good, but they've been doing stuff.
All this match for me does is scream to the heavens, why isn't Bayley on WrestleMania? This bitch
where has she been?
She carried the division for months.
But where is she though? Where has she been?
Sasha, and then was still the best heel on the brand, and now she doesn't have a WrestleMania match. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And she was looking good at the Hall of Fame too. Way to keep it tight, Bayley.
Do you think that Billie Kay is going to get Bayley?
I don't know because then the whole thing is the winning team has to face Nia and Baszler, so it's got to be like a babyface team.
So okay, is this fair? You can choose, like, let's say you can choose a team that's not one of the options.
I know where you're going. I think, because I'm with that. I think that if Billie Kay gets a partner, they're going to night.
So yeah, I like a question mark. You could pick the question mark.
I'm going question mark, baby. Let's go.
So Billie Kay question mark.
If it's only those 4 teams, then you're automatically you didn't get it.
I'll take the fucking risk.
Okay. I think I gotta go with my heart here, Riot Squad.
Yeah, that's what I was like battling with myself. I was like, no, I'm gonna stick with it.
Just in case Liv ever listens to one of these,
It could, but then again, it could be the Hollywood Blondes, Brooke and Bandy. I mean, they haven't done
No,
shit.
it won't.
That would be the time to give them something to do. And then here's the other bathroom break match for me: Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Why did they make this a singles match initially, only to make it a tag match the very next week? I don't know, but here we are. So who you got, Danny?
Who do I got? Doesn't Bad Bunny have the belt right now?
Now he traded it.
Oh, he traded it. So wait, what is this match for again? This match,
Just
Nothing.
bragging rights.
it's for nothing?
Revenge.
For pride.
Because they painted his Lambo. That's what happened this week.
It's a
They
Bugatti, not a Lambo.
I
painted-
mean, yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. I'm gonna go with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest on this one.
Did he trade the title because he didn't want to take a pin?
You think that he's doing Shawn Michaels level?
Yeah.
He lost his smile. He got hurt his knee.
They painted his Bugatti. You'd lose your smile.
Who you got, Tyler?
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, is anyone picking the Miz?
No, it's definitely Bunny Priest.
Come on.
Yeah.
We have the New Day defending their Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Omos.
Colossus Omos.
Annie,
Interesting.
They shoehorned that word in so hard.
The New Day. The
New
New
Day.
Day. Yeah.
Keep matter of fact of that shit. That was awesome. Fuck.
This is
I
where
know.
I go different from Manny. I think AJ Styles and Omos will win it.
I'm going there too. Damn, at this rate, the question mark is the only match that can put me ahead of you, sons of bitches.
Don't worry, we have 11 more matches to go.
There's so many. God damn.
Much. Then we got Sasha Banks defending her
Oh man, this is a tough one. Sorry, go on.
Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. Annie, who you got?
It's like on one hand, I feel like Sasha's gonna retain, on the other, I'm like, is this gonna be the night that is for fucking Bianca? Her WrestleMania. I don't know, man. Fuck. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go with Sasha retaining.
Ooh, saucy pick. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because it's like I feel like Bianca's gonna kick ass and really put on a good fucking match with Sasha, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Sasha retaining.
So I don't know if this changes anything, but Friday is Bianca's birthday.
Stop it. Stop. Do you think they would really do that? Oh, it's her birthday. Oh man, I could hear the commentators. Oh my God, what a night for Belair. It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
No.
You're the fucking goddamn.
If WrestleMania was in Bianca's hometown, she'd be doomed.
Yeah.
But because it's her birthday, I think she's going to be all right. I'm picking Bianca Belair. Sasha's had the belt for a while. I always got to root for the black girl with a big butt as opposed to the one that doesn't. So Bianca, let's go. I know you're a married woman. No disrespect, Montez. No disrespect.
Montez.
But let's get it going. Come on, Bianca.
Bianca, yeah. Bianca.
Josh.
I don't know. This is very difficult.
It's very hard.
But I kind of want Bianca to win, but I could also see Banks retaining, and then
That's
have
how I
fucking
feel.
Becky Lynch show up.
That's how I feel. Well, I don't know about the Becky Lynch thing, but that's how I feel. I feel like Belair should win, but I don't know if I see that happening. I feel like Sasha's going to retain.
And you know what else is a caveat in that is you got to remember that Asuka's fighting.
Is Rhea Ripley.
So
yeah.
Are they going to put the 2 belts on Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, like who have been on the main roster for 4 months?
Also, will they have both WrestleMania, both Rumble winners also win the title?
Right.
Yeah.
But fuck, I'm already ahead of Annie.
Thanks, Josh.
She picked Riot Squad, so I'm okay with that. I got.
So who are you picking, Belair or Banks?
I'm still trying to figure that out. It's a very difficult decision.
Waiting on you, baby.
I'm gonna go Belair. I think there's gonna be a lot of fucking title changes.
Fuck you guys. And now I want to change mine.
And then, all right.
Put me down for Belair. God damn it, I'm changing it.
Actually, no. What? Let's have some fun. I'm going Banks. I'm changing the Banks. Let's fucking do this.
And Annie, are you changing?
Are you officially changing Annie, or are you staying with Josh?
Hold on, let me think for a minute.
Next match, and then
let me think for a minute. I gotta go with my instincts, man. Keep me for Banks.
Love it. All right,
I gotta go with my instincts. I can't change it.
This match is our time, brother. Let's see. And then to close out night 1, we have Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Which I think will be the first match, right?
I think
or they might go Bianca Sasha first, but they're going to go a championship first.
Yeah, I think so. I think this might be the first match. I think they said there was talk of Drew McIntyre being the first entrance.
And also, doesn't the winner of the Rumble headline WrestleMania? So they might be the Sasha Banks Belair would be the headlining match of night 1.
Yep.
So who you got, Andy?
Which sword you got? McIntyre's sword or the big black that no doubt Bobby Lashley has?
Like Shelton Benjamin's in this match?
Probably.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go with shit. I might be mistaken, but I'm gonna go with McIntyre on this one. Even though
this
I'm probably
one
be
is
wrong.
Up for your boy. I'm so emotionally invested in Bobby Lashley keeping it.
Right? Like I want Bobby Lashley to keep it and be like a dominant champion, but everything
points to McIntyre.
Yeah, and that's why.
Especially since McIntyre didn't win with a crowd last year to give him that moment.
Yeah.
But
you know what they say: if at first you don't succeed, you do the exact same thing.
Same thing again.
A bit worse 1 year later.
Who you got, Chris?
You can't go to the black guy in a dashiki to answer this question first.
Yes, I can. I just did.
Fucking
And
Tyler.
also, you're not first. And the answer is you're second.
And I think you're morally allowed to be upset with Bobby Lashley for, breaking up the Hurt Business.
Even that was a white guy conspiracy.
I think this match is easy for me. I think Lashley retains.
Ooh.
Okay.
Son of a bitch, Josh. You son of a bitch.
I'm going to go McIntyre, unfortunately.
Oh, fight the power. Lashley all the way, baby. I couldn't live with myself if I went with McIntyre and he won. I wouldn't feel good about it. If I go with Lashley and he loses, at least I can say I did my duty. Let's go, baby. Hurt business till I die.
You'd feel even worse if you went with McIntyre and Lashley won.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I would go through that same
That's a sting. That would sting.
Procedure and become a white man.
Just go full Sammy Sosa.
Night 2, April 11th. Let's go with Big E defends his Intercontinental Championship in whatever the fuck a Nigerian drum fight is against Apollo Crews.
He's had the title for a while, no?
Yes.
Not that
Well,
long.
a few months.
For a few months or whatever.
And you have to remember, Apollo has lost 3 times to Big E at this point, leading up to this match.
Ah, shit. I almost went with Cruz, but I think...
You're going to betray your last name again, Andy?
Didn't we go over this? Didn't we go over this and then I was right?
Yes. Yes.
Fuck, am I going to be wrong this time? Should I go with Cruz just because? And fuck it, because I'm probably not going to win any of these. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just go with Cruz because of the name, even though it's spelled differently. Just for fun. Let's do that.
It's his match, apparently.
This will be the time. 3 losses in a row. This time, because it is a Nigerian drum fight.
Whatever that is, again.
In his element, my brother, Apollo Crews, will take this victory 100%. Do it. Mark it down.
Are you picking Cruz?
Yes, after all that. I'm the only one on the show that could have done that. So I took the bullet for you guys.
No, we could have done it.
When you
It
went
just
and got
wouldn't
the
have been
door,
accepted by anyone.
when you went and got the door, we were all doing the voice.
All right.
I'm going Big E. I think Big E retains. This seems the mid-card titles are belts that WWE does not give a fuck about,
Yeah, it's just
and they will not change those titles. So Big E.
my gut says Big E also, but it's just I can't like they've been kind of pushing Apollo for a year and a half.
No, they've been kind of pushing Apollo for his entire career and never pushed him.
But at what point, like, you rebrand him, you give him a bunch of title shots, you make a WrestleMania match that's a Nigerian drum match? How much can he lose?
We're talking about Apollo Crews.
Biggie, sure.
I just think that Vince McMahon likes the gimmick a lot of Apollo, and he's just like, in doing the gimmick match gives Big E an excuse to drop it with still being somewhat protected because he beat him in the straight up matches already. And again, we don't know what the fuck this match even is.
Yeah.
Like, I put drums on their head and fight.
I really want to Google it now.
It's just
Also,
There's nothing to Google.
it's basically just a lumberjack match, but the guys have drums on the outside.
I just want to know if what pops up when I type it in. Oh
It's
my
just Bo
god.
Dallas with a drum set.
Oh my god. Or maybe both guys are just as wide around as a fucking drum and when they drop their pants. Who knows? Maybe that's what it is. And they just sword fight till one of them gives up. We all gotten weird in college before. Nothing different.
What if this match is just like like Vince just watched Ace Ventura, the second one, and so it's just the two of them bouncing on one foot on a big podium while someone shoots spitballs at them?
I'd be in for that, in fact. We have Matt Riddle defending his United States Championship against Sheamus.
I'm gonna go with Riddle.
Again, matter of fact, Cruz. I also am going Riddle, actually. Again, I think Vince McMahon is a fan of Riddle's, and there's no point in giving it to Sheamus.
Are we gonna get more dubs?
You know,
Coming out of his ass?
Yeah.
yeah, they just invested in CGI birds, you know. They're gonna take
Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Although, you know, Sheamus, I guess, like, my original logic was like they just had him in like a main event picture, so maybe this is the like consolation prize that he gets the U.S. title, but maybe the losing main event picture was the prize. So yeah, I'll go Riddle.
Yeah, I got Riddle as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin Owens takes on his former best friend,
Oh man,
Sami Zayn, with Logan Paul in Sami Zayn's corner.
Ah shit. Well, if Logan Paul wasn't there, I'd be like, okay, Kevin Owens.
This is definitely
but...
a bathroom break match.
I wish it wasn't, but yeah.
I wish it wasn't because fucking Owens and Zayn will fucking kill it.
Hell yeah.
It's just the Logan Paul thing. Just it's something that's not needed on a match that would have been great.
You have a 10-year story of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and instead it's about a conspiracy documentary, and now Logan Paul is there.
Even though I love what Sami Zayn has been doing, I think this might be the best Sami Zayn we ever had.
Really? I
really love the Sami Zayn.
I don't like the documentary angle though.
I like this conspiracy thing and just him handcuffing himself at the ramp a while back was fucking great. His promos have been fucking amazing, and he's been really good in the ring as well.
Yeah, he's always great, and he makes something out of whatever they give him. But like, I find the whole conspiracy angle is like he just keeps reiterating nonsense that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
you know that aliens guy.
I have friends who's not getting the vaccine, and that's what she does.
Yeah,
she just keeps repeating the same bullshit that makes absolutely no sense at all.
I don't know who to pick for this one. But fucking Logan Paul's gonna be there. I guess I'm gonna go with Zayn on this one.
Also, I want conspiracy people to take note of what I just did, where Josh made a point, and then I realized he made a good one, and I said, "Fair enough."
With that being said, who you got to win, Tyler?
I'll go Sami Zayn.
Really?
I'm going Owens.
I'm going Kevin Owens.
I wanted to go Owens, but I just feel like Zayn's gonna win.
Look.
And I love Kevin Owens.
Does Sammy
love him?
What? I'll explain why I went Zayn, because I went Big E Riddle. I don't think they're gonna just run the card with faces. A heel's got to win at one point.
Oh, heel's gonna win at one point.
Yeah, the two other title matches will be heels.
Yeah. I think Logan Paul turns on Sammy and sides with Kevin Owens. And they don't let Sammy win. That's just not a thing WWE does. He doesn't win matches. So he's not gonna win.
I mean, that's a fair point. But
yeah, so that's why we went with KO. And
although
KO, kayfabe wise, has every right to be in the championship match, just like Daniel Bryan. He got screwed so many times, but he never ever got another rematch. So,
but is Logan Paul not a heel?
I mean, they generally don't do that with their celebrities, except for who's my guy, the baseball player who keeps getting tombstone? Pete Rose. Yeah, Pete Rose is the only celebrity that they allow to be a perpetual heel on their programming.
Well, but I guess this wasn't WWE, but Dennis Rodman was a heel as a celebrity.
Heel. But, horrible wrestler, but great heel.
Yeah, that was WCW. So Rodman had way more matches in WCW than people remember. They only go to that one match against Karl Malone, but he wrestled several times in WCW. That's just a little footnote on history.
Another addendum: Savage's last match
against Dennis Rodman. Yep. So, okay, now let's move on to the crispy Kentucky Fried Fiend versus Randy Orton with Alexa Bliss somewhere in the mix there to maybe.
Oh my God,
Maybe
crispy
Bo
fried.
Dallas.
I'm going with the creature from the Black Lagoon, aka the Fiend, on this one.
Okay.
He looks bad, right?
I don't like the new look.
Sucks.
It's not scary. It's just bad.
It's just bad. No, it's not scary at all. I don't know what look they were specifically going for. It was just not working.
Like they
Remember when Showman basically
drowned him.
drowned the Fiend? Yeah. It's like a combination of that and being burned at the same time.
But it's like someone designed a really cool costume, and then Vince was like, "Yeah, burn it." That's it.
Be scarier.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
It'd be scarier if he was the Pee-wee's Playhouse version, but half burnt.
Yeah.
They could have done something cool like that. You're right. They could have done like a half burnt type thing, like that would have been dope. But no, they were like,
he's like still trying to be like the host of the Funhouse, and he's still like joyous and happy, but he's like decaying the whole time.
Half his face is like melted off.
That's way for me. But
okay, so this is 100% a cinematic match, right?
Who fucking knows? Because according to the dirt sheet, they really, really want to do a WrestleMania Fiend entrance in front of people. So I don't know, but I think the Fiend does win.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Fiend.
Yeah, Fiend as well.
And hopefully this gives Randy something new. I think this could end with Randy working with something different.
I'd rather Randy go to like AEW or something, but we'll see. We got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending their titles against whoever the fuck wins night one.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Do you have to go with the pick that you made for night one, or can you just go with whoever it is?
Yeah, I think it'll be the question mark.
Like
right?
the question mark, you mean?
Yeah, can you go? So the pick is Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, or question mark.
Yeah, like if your choice on night one didn't win, you could still win this one.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. That if you didn't get night one, you fucked on two picks.
I vote you could pick the question mark.
Yeah.
Then before Annie, I'm gonna pick this before Annie picks. It's the question mark.
All right. I'm going with Nia and fucking Baszler.
I'm gonna go question mark as well.
Even though I picked the question mark for night one.
Can you do two question marks is the question.
This sounds like Ultimate
Or
Warrior.
are you the Riddler?
Here's the problem. Reginald's problem.
God.
Yeah, he's been a problem since day one. He's the worst. We agree with that.
But the company loves Reginald. And is this where they make him the reason that they break up? Or do they keep the act together for now? It's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it gives Shayna and Nia something to do after Mania.
Especially
here's the long-term booking that they're not going to book. Carmella and Billie Kay make it here, and it's been all a plot all along by Reginald to make this shit happen.
And he's still with Carmella.
Yeah.
But they had that weird backstage thing. Did you see that on SmackDown?
Yeah.
That kind of gave me the inclination that they are so far moved on from Reginald and Carmella.
I'm going to go Jackson Baszler retain. I'm going, yep.
I'll explain why I want the breakup of Baszler and Jax on our next pick.
Okay. Asuka defends her Raw Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley.
Man, only because Asuka, they've just kind of continued to shit on her. I just would not be surprised at this point if they gave the belt to Rhea Ripley. So, I went Banks on Banks versus Belair. So on this one, I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley. I could sit here and think about it because I feel like the only person to, kill Asuka's streak was Charlotte. And I really want to believe, like, okay, she's going to come in there, they'll both kill it, and, Asuka retains. But I just have this funny feeling that they're going to fucking give it to Ripley. Maybe. I don't know. I might change my mind in a second because I'm thinking about it.
I can't wait for your thoughts on this.
So, I don't know. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
I just don't see a world where they introduce Rhea Ripley, have her challenge for a title against someone who hasn't defended the title in like, I don't know, what is it, 10 months? And
forever.
Rhea, yeah. The whole Raw Women's Championship just needs a shake-up. So I'm going to go Rhea Ripley.
Josh?
I'm going Ripley as well. This is why I want the breakup of Jax and Baszler, because I want Baszler to be the first girl to go after Ripley as champion. And go like a full NXT
or
angle.
Or do they do Asuka wins, Becky comes back and wants her title back?
That's the thing.
Man.
Back, that's the thing. I would think Becky would come back to SmackDown, but it's Monday Night Raw. That's the night after WrestleMania, so she has to kind of come back on Monday Night Raw.
And the title she gave up was the Raw title.
That's true. She did give up that. She gave it to Asuka. She was like, "Okay, Asuka, this is for you. Here's a gift."
Here's what I know about WWE. They really love to hype when new people are coming. And then when they get there, they like to beat that ass immediately.
It's true.
And
fair point.
I don't think Rhea's going to be an exception. I think they're going to have her look strong.
Yeah.
I can see Bayley for some reason getting involved here because she has nothing to do. And her being upset, like, I don't even have a WrestleMania spot and this fucking rookie gets a shot at the title.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, Josh, I'm changing my pick.
I'm going Asuka.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with Asuka.
Okay. You really want me to have this championship?
Hate, Josh. Asuka, baby. Let's go.
Cool. Have fun supporting Asuka, the girl I love, that the company clearly does not give a fuck about.
Well, that's why I initially went with Ripley too, not just because, look at, just like what Tyler said, she hasn't defended the title in forever. They just keep shitting on her and shitting on her and shitting on her. It's like, what happened to Asuka is gonna kill you. You don't feel that energy anymore with her because of how much they've just buried the fuck out of her. And I just feel like, what?
I was going to say, however, WWE is all about if something's gone stale, they don't try to fix it. They just shake things up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like,
I would Asuka.
What?
You guys are wrong for picking Asuka because WWE.
Man,
just
and I'm all about staying with my instincts and stuff. And I really want, fuck me.
This is the first time you went against your instinct. And
yeah,
you really fucked up. But, go ahead, keep Asuka, okay? Asuka is a great choice if you want to be wrong.
You know what, Josh? Fuck! This is so hard. I'm like battling with myself right now. Asuka Ripley. Do I flip a coin right now to make a decision?
You can, because I'm sure that's what Vince is doing.
What? Flipping a
Vince is
coin?
flipping a coin to see who
The day
wins
of?
the
All right,
match.
we're going to figure out. Just heads, Oscar.
All right. Family, our final match. Roman Reigns defends his championship, his Universal Championship, with Paul Heyman versus Edge and Daniel Bryan. Who you got, Annie?
I'm gonna.
This is what you got to think about.
What?
How is WWE gonna send us home at WrestleMania?
Daniel Bryan.
How are they gonna do it? That's the answer.
Daniel Bryan.
Honestly, there's only 2 options for this, and Bryan is not one of them.
I know, and I feel like it's like when it was just Roman versus Edge, I was like, oh God, and then now Bryan's thrown in the mix, and I feel like, fuck, I really want to go with Bryan, but I don't think that's who's gonna win.
Maybe.
I mean, do you think WWE's gonna throw us for another, curveball where like we think they're gonna do something and then they don't do it, and then we think that they're gonna do something, but then go the opposite direction because we know that they're not, and then they end up doing it? Wow, that was a very big jumbled fucking sentence that I just said right now. Because like I really want to go with Bryan just for shits. But I'm like, you know what? I just put me down for Daniel Bryan. I'm gonna go with Bryan. Even though I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be wrong, but c'est la vie, man.
Yeah, I think you're 100% wrong. Bryan is only in this match to take the pin from Edge. So Roman
That's
Reigns
actually a
doesn't look
very
bad.
valid point, and I thought about that. Like, okay, he's just in there to take the pin, eat the pin, because they don't want Romans to fucking look weak.
And I'm picking Edge, by the way, if you didn't know.
So the thing is, if you're talking about what's the send-off moment going to be with the fireworks going off and the fans cheering and the WWE logo in the bottom corner, then yeah, it should be Edge.
Sure.
But the way the story, the way the story's been told is no one's rooting for Edge. So how are they going to give us that feel-good ending when he's kind of been a piece of shit?
But does WWE want to give us a feel-good ending?
I mean, they're going to do it. They're going to give the fireworks, and he's going to cry and hold the title, and his redemption story.
Right.
But they didn't tell it that way.
I'll tell you guys this. The current betting odds, Edge is the favorite. The most backed person in Vegas that people are betting on most, Roman Reigns.
Really? Wow. I mean,
because
I just looked up while we were talking.
Also because Chris and I know this. You never go against Roman ever, especially in big matches like this.
I've done it plenty of times.
I've done it plenty of times. I've been Roman every single time.
Multiple times.
So what are you saying? You're saying Roman's gonna win?
Josh is going Edge.
I'm going Edge.
Bananas.
No, I'm talking to you, Chris.
This is where I break apart from you fucking losers.
I'm going. Here's what I think. I'm going Roman because I think. Oh God.
Tyler, who are you going with?
I'm going Roman for now. Give me a few seconds though.
I find it interesting that we have one Bryan, one Edge, one Roman.
Yeah, what side are you gonna choose, Tyler?
Because I think I'm gonna stick with mine, just because even though I'm probably gonna lose.
Up until this very moment, I was pretty sure I was gonna go with Edge, but now,
after talking about it, you're like, wait.
Yeah. 2021, crazy things happening. Josh is right. I'm going with Edge.
Yeah, I'm staying with Roman. I don't think they found the guy that they want to take it off of him yet.
Fair. So what? Lesnar's coming out on Monday?
No, they're gonna wait till Friday for Lesnar to come out.
Good God, man.
I mean, I think we can all agree to this. Even if Roman loses, he'll be getting it back pretty soon.
Yeah.
Of course. Bit of kills.
But I think we can all agree, except Andy, Bryan is definitely not winning this belt.
I think he might. I really think
that's the only reason why I'm sticking with it, because stranger things have happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Stranger things have happened, and I feel like if I change my answer and then he does win and throws everybody off, off the loop, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Why did I change my mind? And if I'm wrong, I already know I might be wrong. But if I'm right, I'm gonna be shocked and happy that I stuck with my.
I think Daniel deserves it. I think he's the reason why this match will be good. I don't think that they want him to hold it. I just don't think they want him to have it. Period.
I just miss the planet's champion, man. That's all.
Yeah, that
wooden belt.
And there you have it, folks. That's the WrestleFetish locked in predictions, unless there's any scraggling mind changes.
No changes for me, but if you want to watch a match that will be fucking lights out, Night 2 NXT, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, snap.
Be a fucking
I'm gonna do a change.
Oh
shit.
It's not an exciting one. Apollo Crews.
There you go.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Not exciting at all.
No, sorry.
Well, there you have it, kids. It is done. That is the WrestleFetish WrestleMania extravaganza. Oh my God. I just feel like, I don't know, like I just had a sexual marathon in Vegas. Which I may have since I'm going in May. You're going to Vegas tomorrow, right, Josh?
Yes. You can follow me at Josh Martin Comic and all the things. I'll be in Vegas Friday night at the Downtown Grand Casino, performing with Pauly Shore. I'm not sure this ticket's still available, but it'll be nice to get on stage again.
There it is. Annie.
You can find me at anniecruz.com. All my social media links are on there. Just click on social media or go to anniecruz.com/links. All the things are on there.
Tyler.
At T Lemko on everything. And if you're a fan of trading cards, check out Cards and Treasure is a fun new thing I'm working on.
I have a lot of shit in the pipeline that I can't tell anybody about. So just go to @Chris_please and check out my wrestling shirt collection. I've been doing the 30 days of wrestling tees, pulling out some fucking gems for you fucks. And follow us at WrestleFetish, WrestleFpod on Twitter, WrestleFetish Podcast on Facebook, Patreon.com/WrestleFetish to get in on the action for the Fetish Fantasy League. Yeah, man, enjoy WrestleMania weekend. This is what it's all about, baby. Here, it's going to begin again and again and again and again and again. In the meantime, stay horny for wrestling and WrestleMania.